Alright, in this lesson we're going to talk about multiples. So our learning target is I can explain the difference between a factor and a multiple. So in our last lesson and this week we've been talking a lot about factors and factor pairs. Now we're going to learn about multiples. So looking at this multiplication equation right here, 5 times 4 equals 20. The 5 and the 4 are both a factor of 20, both of them. And we've been calling them, actually, this would be one factor pair of 20. So 20 then is a multiple of 4, and it's also a multiple of 5. So 20 is a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 5, both. So a multiple is kind of like the answer to your multiplication problem, and a factor is the numbers we're multiplying together to get that answer. So to kind of clarify that, if we're talking about a factor, we are talking about a number that is multiplied by another number. A number that is multiplied by another number. That would be a factor. And those are kind of the factor pairs we've been talking about this week. So a multiple then would be an answer that we get, when two numbers are multiplied together. So I think the key here is that a multiple is like an answer. We're talking about the product. We're talking about the answer to a multiplication problem. So 20 would be a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 5. So let's talk about multiples and factors, and let's see the difference. So if I say list the first 10 multiples of 2, I would do 2. So imagine 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. And 2 times 10 is 20. Now, what I notice about multiples is it's kind of just like skip counting. I'm just skip counting by 2's here. That's all I'm doing. That's listing the multiples of 2 is I'm just skip counting by 2's. Also, multiples can go on forever. There is no end to skip counting by 2's. I can go 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, all of those things. So multiples can go on forever, whereas factors, if I look at factors, I'm thinking what gets multiplied together to equal 2? Well, the only thing that I can multiply together to equal 2 would be 1 times 2. So factors are cut and dry. There's only one correct answer, and it can't go on forever. It has to stop right there. So these would be the multiples of 2 and then the factors of 2. So let's look at the multiples of 3. So I'm going to do the same thing. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 3 times 6. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27. And 3 times 10 is 30. So again, that's the first 10 multiples. I'm just skip counting by 3. And this would go on forever. This would just go on forever. I could keep skip counting. But when I list the factors of 3, it would just be 1 times 3 equals 3. There are no other factors. So that would be the end of my factors there. And lastly, I'm going to list the multiples of 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is, 36. And 4 times 10 is 40. So same thing, I'm just skip counting by 4s. And this could go on forever. I just said I was going to do the first 10 multiples. So each time I just stopped after I got 10 multiples. Now when I talk about factors of 4, I know that 1 times 4 equals 4. But I also know that 2 times 2 equals 2. But I only list that 2 one time there. So 1, 2, and 4 would be factors of 4. So make sure you understand that difference of multiples and factors.